Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today's video will be a reading of Red Scarf Girl, which is our story for our third week of virtual learning and packet learning. Um, the images that you see on the screen are part of the anti-rightist movement, and this is just basically the setting of the story, the time period. So it's just to give a little background. Now, I don't want to keep scrolling because some of the pictures might not be, they're hard to see. Okay, so just wanted to give you a background. So this is a reading of Red Scarf Girl. Sit down, don't be afraid. Chairman Jin pointed to the empty chair. These comrades from your father's work unit are just here to have a study session with you. It's nothing to worry about. I sat down dumbly. I had thought about their coming to my home, but never imagined this. They were going to expose my family in front of my teachers and classmates. I would have no pride left. I never would be an educable child again. Thin Faced sat opposite me with a woman I had never seen before. Teacher Zhang was there too, his eyes encouraging me. Thin Faced came straight to the point. Your father's problems are very serious. His cold eyes nailed me to my seat. You may have read the article in the Workers' Revolt that exposed your family's filthy past. I slumped down in my chair without taking my eyes off his face. In addition to coming from a landlord family, your father committed some serious mistakes during the anti-rightist movement several years ago. But he still obstinately refuses to confess. His cold manner became a little more animated. Of course, we won't tolerate this. We have decided to make an example of him. We are going to have a struggle meeting of the entire theater system to criticize him and force him to confess. He suddenly pounded the table with his fist. The cups on the table rattled. I tore my eyes away from him and stared at a cup instead. As I told you before, you are your own person. If you want to make a clean break with your black family, then you can be an educable child too, and we will welcome you to our revolutionary ranks. He gave Chairman Jin a look, and Chairman Jin chimed in. That's right, we welcome you. Zhang Jili has always done well at school. In addition to doing very well in her studies, she participates in educational reform. Teacher Zhang added. That's very good. We know then you had more sense than to follow your father, Thin Faced said with a brief, frozen smile. Now you can show your revolutionary determination. He paused. We want you to testify against your father at the struggle meeting. I closed my eyes. I saw Dad standing on a stage, his head bowed, his name written in large black letters, and then crossed out in red ink on a sign hanging from his neck. I saw myself standing in the middle of the stage, facing thousands of people, condemning Dad for his crimes, raising my fist to lead the chant. Down with Zhang Zhireng! I saw Dad looking at me hopelessly, tears on his face. I, I, I looked at Teacher Zhang for help, and he looked away. The woman from the theater spoke. It's really not such a hard thing to do. The key is your class stance. The daughter of our former party secretary resolved to make a clean break with her mother. When she went on stage to condemn her mother, she actually slapped her face. Of course, we don't mean that you have to slap your father's face. The point is that as long as you have the correct class stance, it will be easy to testify. Her voice grated on my ears. There is something you can do to prove you are truly Chairman Mao's child. Thin Face spoke again. I am sure you can tell us some things your father said and did that show his landlord and rightist mentality. I stared at the table, but I could feel his eyes boring into me. What can you tell us? But I don't know anything, I whispered. I don't know. I am sure you can remember something if you think about it, Thin Face said. A man like him could not hide his true beliefs from a child as smart as you. He must have made some comments critical of Chairman Mao and the Cultural Revolution. I am sure you are loyal to Chairman Mao and the Communist Party. Tell us. But my father never said anything against Chairman Mao. I protested weakly. I would tell you if he did. My voice grew stronger with conviction. He never said anything against the party. Now you have to choose between two roads. Thin Face looked straight into my eyes. You can break with your family and Chairman Mao, or you can follow your father and become an enemy of the people. His voice grew more severe. In that case, we would have many more study sessions with your brother and sister too, and the Red Guard Committee and the school leaders. Think about it. We will come back to talk to you again. Thin Face and the woman left, saying they would be back to get my statement. Without knowing how I got there, I found myself in a narrow passageway between the school building and the schoolyard wall. The gray concrete walls closed around me, and a slow drizzle dampened my cheeks. I could not go back to the classroom, and I could not go home. I felt like a small animal that had fallen into a trap, alone and helpless, and sure that the hunter was coming. So that was Red Scarf Girl. Thank you.